Adrian Blake stood at the center of the grand ballroom, his confident smile reflecting beneath the glow of crystal chandeliers. The annual gala was the city's most exclusive event, filled with powerful investors, elite executives, and influential figures who shaped the future of entire industries. Everything about the night spoke of success: polished marble floors, golden light, champagne flowing like celebration itself. And beside Adrian stood Vanessa Hale. She looked flawless, her gown catching the light with every movement, her smile perfectly composed. She carried herself like she belonged in that world, like she had always been part of it. Tonight, she was. Adrian placed a hand gently at her waist and guided her toward the stage. The room quieted. Conversations faded. All eyes turned to them. The perfect couple. Ladies and gentlemen, Adrian began, his voice smooth and commanding. Tonight is not just about success, but new beginnings. He paused, glancing at Vanessa with pride. There are people who enter your life and change everything, he continued. People who inspire you to grow, to dream bigger, to leave the past behind. Soft murmurs spread through the crowd. Vanessa smiled, glowing under the attention. She is that person for me, Adrian said. She represents my future. Applause filled the room, admiration, approval, perfection. And then the doors opened. At first, no one noticed, but slowly. Heads turned. A woman stepped inside and she moved with calm, effortless confidence. Her dress was simple, yet elegant. Her presence didn't demand attention, it commanded it. The room fell silent. Even the music seemed to fade. Adrian stopped speaking. For the first time that night, his expression cracked. Vanessa followed his gaze, and her smile disappeared. The woman walked forward, her steps soft but echoing in the stillness. No one spoke, no one moved. And then someone whispered, "Is that Elena Blake?" The name spread through the room like a ripple. Elena Blake, the woman everyone thought had disappeared, the wife no one mentioned anymore. But this woman wasn't the same. She wasn't quiet. She wasn't invisible. She was something else entirely. Years ago, before the success, before the spotlight, Adrian had nothing, no reputation, no power, no certainty. But he had Elena. Elena Blake had been his foundation. She worked long hours, managed their small home, believed in him when no one else did. When he failed, she lifted him. When he doubted himself, she reminded him who he could become. And he had once promised her, "One day, I'll give you everything." She never asked for it. But success changes people. As Adrian rose, so did his ego. Late nights replaced quiet dinners. Ambition replaced gratitude. And slowly, Elena became a memory he no longer wanted to carry. Then came Vanessa. Confident, connected, perfect for his new world. She fit the image. She understood the game. And soon, she replaced everything Elena once was. Elena saw it all, the distance, the silence, the truth. But she didn't argue. She didn't beg. She simply stepped away, and Adrian let her. Now, she stood in front of him again, not as the woman he left behind, but as someone he no longer understood. Elena reached the stage. Her eyes met his, calm, unshaken. She stepped up. The room held its breath. "Good evening," she said, her voice steady. "I apologize for the interruption, but this is a moment that deserves the truth." A wave of tension swept the crowd. Adrian swallowed. Vanessa stiffened. For those who may not remember, Elena continued, "My name is Elena Blake." A pause. "I am still Adrian Blake's legal wife." The words hit like thunder. Vanessa's face drained of color. Adrian said nothing. I stood beside him. When he had nothing, Elena continued. No investors, no recognition, no success. Her voice never shook. I believed in him when no one else did. A breath. He didn't lose me, she said quietly. He chose to replace me. Silence, heavy, unavoidable. Elena turned slightly toward the audience. You're all here to celebrate success, she said. But what you don't know is that this success was never his alone. She reached into her clutch and pulled out a folder. I stayed silent, she said, not because I was weak, but because I was preparing. She lifted her chin. I am the majority shareholder of this company. Gasps filled the ballroom, shock, disbelief, reality. This company, she continued calmly, is under my authority. Adrian's confidence collapsed in an instant. Vanessa stepped back, shaken, everything she believed in gone. And tonight, Elena said softly, the truth finally stands where it belongs. The energy in the room shifted. Respect moved. Eyes turned not to Vanessa, not to Adrian, to Elena. Adrian stepped forward, desperate. Elena, we can talk about this. Not here. She looked at him not with anger, with clarity. There was never a right place for betrayal. She said, I made mistakes. He tried. We can fix this. No, Elena replied calmly. You made choices. A pause. And now you live with them. She turned to the crowd. As of tonight, I will take full control of the company. Another wave of shock. Adrian Blake will no longer hold decision-making authority. It was over. Just like that, behind him. Vanessa slowly stepped back, then turned, and walked away alone. Elena didn't watch her leave. She didn't need to. Success without loyalty is fragile, she said finally, and respect built on truth always lasts. Then she stepped down, no applause, no performance, just quiet power. She walked toward the exit the same way she entered, calm, steady, unbreakable this time. The silence wasn't shocked, it was respect at the door. She paused for a moment, not in hesitation but in closure. Then she stepped outside and into the night, into something new. She didn't look back, because her story was no longer about what she lost but about what she became, strong, independent, unshaken, and in that quiet strength, she proved something few ever forget. Real power doesn't shout, but when it finally speaks, everything changes.